Live from New York. It's Monday. So what does it make it? Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Felix, and my partner in crime is here, Mark.
That's me.
And welcome to Trucking to Heaven, a weekly and sometimes bi-weekly show about anything and nothing, as Mark would say. We talk about the topics of the day, of the week, whatever our callers want to listen to. We throw in a little bit of religion in there sometimes we don't. But we do whatever our listeners want us to do. And that's what we do. Today we're going to try to talk about Washington, what happened in Washington.
Another tragedy dealing with guns.
Yep. The continuing tragedy in Colorado from Mother Nature.
And from Jersey, the fires, which was not Mother Nature, but probably man-made, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been a
case of arson.
Yeah. And then always, if anybody wants to talk to us about Syria, it's still a hot topic, even though it looks like it might be diffusing slightly for a short while anyway.
For the first time in weeks, Syria did not take the headlines. It was everything in Washington today. What a tragedy.
Yeah. And, these things happen. You never know why.
No, they only seem to happen here. That's what the news says. When you look in Europe, look at Europe.
Well, Europe had the worst
one
ever. The worst murder ever. That was in England, I think. I don't recall, but there was...
I'm talking about gun violence recently.
Recently. Talking over 100 people or something, or 80 people. I don't know. If anybody remembers what happened in Europe where there was this mass gun violent murder, my memory seems to be lapsing, and Marx is gone, so we need somebody to call us.
That's very true. I'm a little older than you.
Yeah, 2 days and 3 hours. Whatever. But, it's something. I don't remember exactly what happened, unfortunately, and it wasn't on my mind till now. And it's
well, the unfortunate thing is that this is only for the NRA. This would only appear as a blip on their radar. That's a shame because people start screaming for not so much even tighter controls because you'll never get that, but background checks. Okay. That seems to be a dirty phrase with the NRA, background checks.
Well, first thing is, the NRA say guns don't kill people. People do. So let's do the background checks on the people, like you say.
Well, the ironic thing is that this guy probably would have passed the background check. He was a Navy reservist from 2007 to 2011. He was a worker for, I believe it was Hewlett-Packard, and he just got this. He moved from Texas, I think it was Fort Worth, came to Washington as an independent contractor. And so the bottom line is, if you listen to all that, he would have passed the background check. And the sad thing is that it was just because he was let go as so they say. He was let go as a contractor. He complained about not being paid on time. But as you and I were discussing, Felix, before we went on the air, show me an independent contractor who gets paid on time. You get paid when the person you're working for gets paid, and sometimes that could take weeks.
You get paid normally whatever your contract is, and you have to read your contract. You can't assume that you're going to get paid once a week, once a month, unless it's written in the contract. Then you can assume it. It's like anything else. It could be the end of a project. You can get paid a small amount, in the beginning, then another amount in the middle, there's something in the end. But you can never tell what you can get paid and when. It doesn't work that way.
But let us remind you of our phone number. It is 1-516-665-1860. And Felix, our website?
Well, actually, not our website. Our
Skype
ID is Trucking to Heaven, and our email address is felix@truckingtoheaven.com or Mark, M-A-R-C, @truckingtoheaven.com. If you have any questions, comments that you'd like to give us, and then something maybe we could talk about next week. That's what we're here
not next week. Hopefully we'll be on the air again Friday, which is our usual night.
That's right. This Friday we're going to return to our usual broadcasting time at 9 p.m.
In fact, folks, you're very lucky because Felix and I decided that we might give this an extra day, namely Monday. We were already have Friday nights locked up at 9 o'clock. Maybe we'll do the same with Monday.
Well, we'll have to see how the audience reception is. We'll have to check our numbers, see if our numbers are going up on Mondays and stuff like that. So if you listen, chances are we'll go on Mondays also. We're hoping the numbers will increase enough where we can go on to
iHeart.
iHeart, that's right. We're looking. We were in the contention for it, but at that time we were playing music, and iHeart does not accept any music on their talk shows, so they have to try us out now without any music and just talking, basically.
That's true. When you think of the old Joe Franklin radio show and the Larry King TV show, these guys were strictly talk, no music.
It took us a little while to get used to it, because I used to like to take a break, listen to a nice Beatles song or Bob Dylan, Neil Diamond, relax, sip my coffee, enjoy the music with my audience, then go back on. Now, I gotta gulp my coffee between sentences, no music, and I gotta hear Mark all night.
Well, it's not all night, Felix.
It feels like it.
Well, and I love you too. What can I say?
Absolutely.
Now remember, we have billed this show as the Seinfeld of radio. This is a radio show about absolutely nothing and possibly everything. We can add that phrase too. Possibly everything. It depends what you people, our listeners, our loyal listeners, would like to talk about.
And also, obviously, we look at the important things in the news, and we touch it. We touch it with. We don't get into depth about it, but we give our opinions, and then our audience will at times add in their feelings.
That's very true, because we are not experts by any means on any topic. So all we're giving you is what we've listened to, along with our own opinion, and that's why we value your calls, because your calls are your opinion, and everyone is entitled to his or her opinion about any topic that we discuss.
That's true, Mark. And it seems like today we're sort of straining a little bit, because usually we flow better. When I stop, you go into it much quicker, and the same vice versa. Today it seems like I'm hesitating for about a second before I answer you.
Well, they chalk it up to Monday, beginning of a work week, or the fact that the news is rather grim to report with the events of Washington today. And if you don't want to think about Washington, as you said earlier, the floods in Colorado claiming something like 17 lives and destroying 19 homes.
1,900 homes.
1,900 homes, okay.
Or something like that, yeah. So it's a tremendous amount of homes. And there are also like 470 people still unaccounted for. Now, they may be stranded. Today was the first good weather where they were sending out helicopters I think they had 18 or 19 helicopters today just searching for people who were stranded in different flood areas.
I remember watching on the Weather Channel, okay, they had a program on flash floods and how deadly they can be. And when that water is traveling at 25, 30 miles an hour, it could pick up a car and crush a home. And, it's amazing that a person would be able to survive.
Yeah, they were talking about I was listening to somebody, a person, there were 4 people and 2 of them died. And to survive, that one of the people that died saved somebody else who was in the water. They said the water was streaming down at 50 miles an hour. And he was able to save a girl, but then he got caught up in it and swept away. Imagine 50-mile-an-hour waters. That's
Mother Nature can really wreak havoc on humankind and animal kind, let me tell you.
What have we done to deserve this? Or have we done
you
anything?
You shouldn't ask that question in public, because all the religious nuts would come out and start quoting from the Bible. I don't know. It's the end times.
Well, it's a time.
It's Revelation according to St. John.
Yeah, right. Well, this is the time when the religious people really become more religious and the atheists become more of an atheist.
Well, speaking of religion, as you know, I was not broadcasting on Friday. The Jewish New Year has just passed. We celebrate the year 5774. Let's hope it's a healthy and happy year for all of our listeners, whether they are Jewish or not Jewish. Always wish everybody a happy, healthy, and sweet New Year. Hope that we are inscribed in the Book of Life for at least another year until we do this again next September.
And for all the other religions, Catholics and Muslims and Judaism, whatever religion
Judaism.
you are.
One day you'll get it right. Judaism. Yes.
Yeah, there's a very strange religion called Judaism. If you get a chance, you can look it up at www.dudeism.com.
Any organization that would have us as members, I would seriously question.
Well, we're not members, so...
Well, that's true. We're proselytes. We are going to be novices. Who knows? We're not sure yet ourselves.
No, I don't think I'm going to go in that direction.
You're already a reverend.
I was a reverend. I was a bishop.
And you were defrocked?
I was a defrocked bishop, but I don't accept that. I defy my church.
That's right.
And I'm not giving out my
Felix
PhD.
only wanted to do God's work here on earth.
So I'm not turning in my PhD. I'm not turning in my parking pass as a reverend.
The prisons will welcome you with open arms when it comes to working with the prisoners.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes. Even
Getting in is easy. I don't know about getting out, Felix.
Exactly. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. We have to bring a little bit of laughter into this.
It's true, because when you stop and think about the things that go on a daily basis, it really rocks you to the core. And once again, I'm not looking to take guns away from anybody. I know everyone values and their precious Second Amendment rights. And I said, probably this shooter would have passed the background check from all indications. But still, something has to be done. Unfortunately, it's almost a year since Sandy Hook. And if you don't think that the shooting of innocent children is enough to rock someone to the core, then I don't know what we can do. You had in Colorado, 2 state senators were recalled because the people just didn't like their stance on gun control. And all they did was speak words that just made plain sense. you know,